Hey guys, okay, so today we're doing Game Dev Tycoon, which is, I guess, in the same vein as like Roller Coaster Tycoon or Zoo Tycoon. Those are pretty much the first two tycoons that come to mind. Not a lot of like real world tycoons. I don't know why when at least I think of a tycoon, I picture like a short man in a white suit with like a big white mustache and maybe also like some raccoon features. I don't know. But in this one, we are game developers. We're starting out in like the 80s and we're going to be developing some games. So company name, for brand consistency's sake, let's just go super fun great games. And the player, well, that'll be, I guess my name is Daniel, and we're playing as a boy, and then we get to pick what we look like. That guy, blonde glasses, red hair. This guy, this guy. Hey, okay. That looks most like me. I got the glasses. It's like a brown dude. And I like to wear that. That looks, I mean, it's not really something I wear, but for a guy sitting at a computer, you know, let's go with, I want to buy his video game. You know, I don't want to buy Tommy's video game. I want to buy this dude's video game. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So we're going to continue. And look, okay, so we are in year one. We have 70K. And we're going to develop a new game. The way this works is you pick a topic, you pick a genre, and then you pick the platform you want it to come out on. And then you run the simulation and you see how well it did, and you make some money. Right now we have 70K, which I think in the 80s was like $200,000. Yeah, that's about right. Like in today's standards, if I had 70K right now, it'd be like 200 grand. So we're not starting with nothing. We're actually pretty rich. If I started a company right now, I'd probably have like $200. But let's see. First, we have to pick the topic, so we won't. We can choose what to call the game. Or we could pick the title and then go right into the topic, and then we won't know what we're doing at all. But let's see. We should do a... Let's do a sci-fi game. We can kind of like rip off existing games. We could do like a Space Invaders. We could do like whatever. So yeah, let's do Space Invaders. That was, I guess, action. I guess. We could call it like Space... maybe not Invaders, but like Space... guys who don't know personal space. Won't fit. Let's just do Space Guys. Space Guys. You know that game, Space Guys? Came out for the G64 back in 1983. Classic. I think I read about that in EGM. So let's see. They have a 56.1% market share. Their dev costs are 20K. Dev costs for the PC are 5K, so they're way cheaper. But the PC gaming back then was kind of like, whatever. People were playing on this. So we'll do that. We got Space Guys. So far it's costing like a third of all of our money. But let's see. We'll make it a 2D graphics game. We could do text adventure, but I'm not so much into like Labyrinth. Let's see. And here's where we can kind of get into the fine-tuning aspect. We can pick the engine, the gameplay, or the story quests. It's an action game, so I feel like stories and quests aren't as important as gameplay and engines. Let's just, glide right through this. It's the first game. We could make a lot of money, or we couldn't. But it's not really going to be a huge deal. Let's see here. Dialogues, all your base are belong to us. Maybe. This is like grammar level 1. This is like maybe The Witcher 3 or something. Let's keep it down there. Level design, also kind of important. Artificial intelligence, I feel like in an action game is mostly what you're looking for. So we'll do that. We kept the dialogue super low, so these guys are like maybe speaking in just random bleeps and bloops. You can see here the bubbles are popping into the design, the technology, and that's just kind of like giving you a feel for like, is this a tech-heavy game? Is there a lot of style points? But here we can do development stage 3, and here's where we're gonna pick like our graphics, our basic sounds. So again, for a sci-fi action game on what I think is like the Commodore 64 equivalent, world design's not too important. Graphics we kind of want to wow them with. Sound, like whatever, you know? And we're already starting with basic sounds there. So it's gonna cost 5K, in addition from our 32K. So we're gonna pop some more bubbles. You can see we have 3 bugs. For a game that small, I think 7 bugs is kind of massive, but you let it run and it'll kind of bring down those. And we can see how well we did in a sec. Nice, okay. So Space Guys, we got new topic, new combo bonus. And here we're leveling up our skills. So we got the engine, gameplay, story quests, dialogues, and the more games we use, or I should say the more games we make that use these, the higher we'll get. And the more we'll be able to, I guess, apply them in the future to new games. And let's release it. So their first reviews for our newly released game, Space Guys, came in. It's a good game, says Star Games. Could have been better. Did you ever subscribe to like those magazines when you were a kid, like Nintendo Power or EGM? And I thought the people who wrote for those magazines were millionaires. Like the editors in the front, I wanted to be those guys more than anything. Just write about games in like a magazine that maybe 10,000 people got. The game received favorable reviews, such a good start. Oh, okay. Nice, so we did okay. The game was fine. It wasn't like a shit show. It wasn't like that ET game that they buried out in the desert, you know? You know what I mean? We made it into the charts at number 33. Wow, and we have 43 fans. That's more than I can say for even this YouTube channel right now. So we're going to, let's see, we also got 16 research points, so we can research a new topic. I know we had like, okay, what says here? We have city, sci-fi, virtual pet, movies, or we could pick horror, alternate history, which I guess is like, I don't know, like Assassin's Creed. UFO, I feel like is kind of like sci-fi, I don't know. Or transport, which is, I think Crazy Taxi was a transport game, or like the truck simulators. You know what, actually, let's do horror and start research. So we won't be able to make a game right now because we are spending time researching a new topic. I guess we're reading a bunch of like horror books. Nice. So we're making money here, you can kind of see. We're dropping the ranks, but we're still making some cash back. And it looks like we're frozen. We got stuck on like a hard Stephen King book or something. Okay, so now we can make horror games. So we go to development, we'll pick a topic, horror, pick a genre. What's a good horror? I guess like horror adventure. And we'll call it like what's like a scary, like a man you don't know. Like a man you don't know is scary approaching you on the subway platform. It's horrifying. And like, is he gonna push me onto the tracks? I fear for that. I live in New York. I'm on the subway platform pretty much all the time, hanging out. It's the hot place to go. The subway platform. Yeah, it's an adventure. Where are we gonna go? We'll just go back to the G64. We could do text-based save $5,000, but let's keep the 2D graphics. I can see it now, like the player character on the platform and the man approaching them. I don't know that man. A man you don't know. Story and quests. I mean, you gotta. No, we're not gonna. What was the last one we did? Was that adventure? I think it was action. So for an adventure game, I feel like gameplay is high. You're gonna want the engine to be pretty high. The story, I mean, that's all pretty. It's in even thirds right there. Let's play it safe. Okay. Horror adventure, I want the AI of this man I don't know to be so high. I want him to be like the smartest, scariest man that I do not know, and I want the dialogues to be like pretty good too. Level design, let's make it about equal. So let's make it a little higher because I feel like it's an adventure game. You wanna travel and see the sights. You know what I mean? There's a lot of men you don't know, and that's scary. What am I talking about? Space Guys is now off the market. It sold 23,000. Let's call it 24,000 units, generating 170,000 in sales. Pretty good. We made 100K, and we're using that to develop this game. The Govador, yeah, so it is a Commodore kind of equivalent, is steadily outselling competitors in the PC sector. You can kind of game the system if you like know a bit about video game history. Like I think the NES is going to come out in a year or something, and they'll be like, we don't know how it's going to do, and you're like, oh, I know how it's going to do. It's kind of like, do you ever watch like Mad Men and they make references to like New York in the 60s, and it's kind of like a wink wink nudge nudge, like when Peggy's like, oh man, owning an apartment anything north of 80th Street, it's like a zoo. And in your head in 2016 you're like, yeah, 80th Street is the bomb. Like, why wouldn't you want prime property in 80th Street? Let's see. Okay, so this is horror adventure, world design, super high graphics. This guy is like an HD man you don't know, and he doesn't make a lot of sounds. But they're like, it's like a sly wink wink. They're like, smoking, that doesn't kill you. And we're watching it and we're like, we do know smoking kills you. I kind of want to drop references like that in today about things I don't even know are going to happen in the future. Like, go for a swim in the ocean? That sounds great. It's not like the ocean has yet to be overrun by the squid people. Am I right? It's still safe. Because in like 2025, it'll be like squid people. The moon? Yeah, of course I want to look at the moon. It's not like the moon has been converted into a Death Star. Many industrial... Can't read. Yeah, okay, so yeah, Nintendo's coming out. We made a new game. And let's see. Release game. And we can like go right into, let's research another topic. You know what, actually? Let's not do that. Let's develop a new game. Let's make a city simulation, and we'll call it Sim City. All right, shit, who cares? That's not a game that exists. 2D graphics. You ever wanted to play a 2D SimCity game? This is like Rampage, and you're just deciding where the structures go before the monsters come and destroy it. You're like, I want a skyscraper here and here and here. No monsters will destroy it ever. The first reviews for an early release game. Oh shit, we didn't even read the reviews, dude. Ah, people are lukewarm about a man you don't know. Was it the name? Was it not scary enough? You ever been walking home alone at night? It's terrifying. Okay, so this is a simulation game, so we want stories and quests to be like whatever. We want engine to be high. We want gameplay to be like also high, but like that's fine. Satisfying sound with the bubbles popping. Dialogues aren't really important. AI is pretty important for a sim game. And level design, I feel like that's fine. Okay. And world design, it's a sim game, so sound and graphics are important. We'll do graphics are a little bit more of a priority because we want those 2D buildings to like really pop, like whoa. Maybe get some parallax effects in there. I don't know if those were around in the 80s. Work out the bugs, get a few more oranges and blues, and we're good. Let's see how this one does. Our last game was kind of like meh. We kind of hit that sophomore slump. We did level up gameplay, artificial intelligence, graphics, and I'm almost at a level up. And I think that just means I can like do more. I don't know. Okay, so the NES is coming out. A lot of people, they either say NES or they say NES. I always said NES, like Loch Ness. I don't know why. Holy, oh my god, you see those 10s, bud? We got an 8. We got a freaking 8. This game, I mean, we ripped off the name, so we weren't creative. But this is like our most popular game. Our Rampage Simulator is what we should have called it that, actually. Let's quickly research. We were going to want to save the research points because eventually we are going to want to spend those on like researching our own engines, that sort of thing. But let's do let's not do that. Let's not do it again. Let's just do new game. Let's exhaust the topics we have right now. So I think we're going to do like a virtual pet, like a Tamagotchi, but you can't take it with you. It's tied to like your console. People love that shit. We'll do a virtual pet RPG like Pokemon. We should probably save that for the Game Boy Color. We'll do another simulation. We'll do another sim. We'll call this one like Polygon Dog. I will remember Nintendogs. I bought that. That was like the first game I bought with the DS. Chihuahua and Friends. That Chihuahua had a lot of friends. Can't believe we called it SimCity, dude. Oh my god. Okay. So here we can start doing contracts for people, which is like, I guess we work on like their sprite models for them and they give us some money. So it's not a full game that we're working on, but we still get to level up our designer technology and get some research points. But what are we doing? Another sim? So the stories and quests, we could pretty much keep it the same. I think we could tweak it a little because the last game did okay, but it wasn't like phenomenal. It wasn't a straight 10. We could do a straight 10. Sometimes you start with like a good topic to genre ratio. You get like RPG fantasy right off the bat. A Man You Don't Know is now off the market. It sold 18,000 units. So it generated pretty much the same as the first one. Polygon Dog. We want the dialogues. We want this to be a talkative dog. We want it down there. We want the AI. This is a smart dog, bud. And the level design's a little, okay. So this is good. And basic sounds, yeah. We want the graphics to be huge. We want the sound to be decent. And we want the world design to be like, And then we are, to research this game, man, we had to look at like a lot of dogs. So we'll get those bugs fixed. Maybe get this a little higher to like a 10, hopefully. We're not gonna break any records with this. SimCity is off the market. And let's see. So we're not hitting any records with this. We got a new topic combo and that gives us like an XP bonus. And we're leveling up everything. Oh shit, dude. No. 5, 6. Great combo. We knew that. Straight 6s. And 110 maybe? Okay, straight 6s. It's like such a fine game. Okay. So the TES is coming out, or the TES if you're one of those people. Some people, like, they really care, like, if you say TES or NES, or NES and NES. Well, you have to buy the contract for this. We'll do that actually on the next part. And then we'll just make like Super Mario and we'll make fucking gangbusters. But today I think we'll stop here. We'll call it quits here, I think. Go play with like a polygon dog. And avoid those men you don't know. And make $266,000 from 70K. And that's just in like a year and 3 months. I would get out of the game while I'm still ahead at that point. But we'll see. All right. Next time in part 2.